Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Baldur's Gate. Today I would like to make Scarlet Witch aka Wanda. I've sat with this, I've thought about this for a while, I finally feel like I'm happy with the build I have come up with, so we're going into it today. Now, I thought about race a lot. Race has been something really stressing me out for Wanda, but the ultimate decision that I've come to is Tiefling. I considered human, I considered wood elf, I considered everything, like, how does this tie to Wanda? How does this work? But I needed you to hear me out with Tiefling. The first one is completely cosmetic. So, the horns, okay? I know that she doesn't have horns, but I feel like they could really represent her headpiece, and I think they're just such a cool little addition. And I think, I don't know, I think it could just like really tie in the look for me, so I'm going for Tiefling, but not just because of the horns, also because of her mutant heritage. Because if you look into her lore, she has mutant heritage, and it's very cool. And I feel like Tiefling is a nice little nod to that. So I feel like it could be a good little reference to her heritage and work for her. And then for the type of tiefling, I'll go for this one that I cannot pronounce for the life of me. Gifted with a particular affinity for arcane magic, which is why I am choosing it, because I go and has spells. Now we have class. I thought about class a lot too. I feel like the very obvious section is sorcerer, and beyond, this whole section here just works for her. If you have the mod, I think Mystic is very cool for her. I think Blood Mage is very cool for her. They're just on the mods page of Baldur's Gate. And I say Blood Mage because of Multiverse of Madness. I think it's a very cool nod to that. I think it would be very cool if you're going down that route with her. For that, I would also consider Resisting Dark Urge as a fun little playthrough. And then Mystic, because it's very mind control and like centered around the brain and seizing control of people and like bending magic to your will. I feel like that's really cool. But modless, I am going for sorcerer, and I will go for wild magic because your powers come from ancient forces of chaos. They churn within you, waiting to burst free at any moment. And you know, chaos magic and like the control element are both very relevant to her and her character. So I just feel like this chaos magic ride is a very cool route to go down. I also think that multi-classing is encouraged here. Honestly, I would probably multi-class into Warlock. I think it would be a fun little combo for her. And of course you can multi-class whatever if you want, but that is what I would go for. Background, I've kind of struggled with actually. Like, I'm not really sure which one suits her the best, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I don't really think like bleak childhood is the way you would describe her. I also wouldn't call her a criminal or an outlander, so I mean outlander possibly, but I don't know. The only one that is really drawn to me is sage, curious, well-read, thirst for knowledge. Learning about the rare lore of the world will inspire you to put this knowledge to greater purpose, and you know, it gives you the arcana skill proficiency, so I think that's pretty good for her. If you think there is a background that suits her better, please feel free to comment here, but to my knowledge I just don't see any of them working that well. But to me, background isn't really a big like deal, just because it's like you rarely use your background. I mean, unless it's for skill proficiencies, but I guess it depends what you want to go for. But now we can do the fun bit and get started on actually creating her. So we will choose a face. I would probably use a modded face. Again, it's for all platforms, so everyone has access to it. I think this one's very pretty. I think it could work pretty well for her. So I'm just going to go with this one. And then skin color, she's fairly tanned. I think this is actually a good shout for her. And then freckles, I don't think she really has, so we can leave that. No scars. Now, her eye colour, this depends for me because you can go for her actual eye colour, which is green, but if you want to go for when she uses magic, this flame red, gorgeous. Like, I think I'm gonna go for like the flame red. I love her eyes when she uses her magic. I just like look how pretty they are, and it's like an excuse to use these eyes. So personally, I'm gonna go for these. But just like a normal non-demonic green would work for like her actual eye color. Again, just depends where you want to go with it. And then tattoos, we could probably leave really. She doesn't have tattoos. You could try and like, I don't know, I don't think any of them work for her. I wish there was a way to kind of create like a contour to her face, because that would be really cool to do, to kind of like make a shape that like her headdress goes in, but I don't think we can do that. And then she doesn't have any piercings. Eye makeup, she has very dark black eye makeup on, so I think that works, but I kind of like it a little messy for her. So I think for now I'm going to put it on this and then just turn the tint down a tinsy bit, so it's not as harsh, but definitely like big and black eye makeup for her. And then for a lip tint, she has kind of like this purpley pink going on. I think this one works pretty well. If we turn the tint up a little bit, and then it's quite shiny, it's very metallic and glossy, so we can actually, you know, use these today because usually we don't get to use them. And then hair color, we obviously have the gorgeous ginger. I think ginger free works pretty well, and you could put a bit of red into the highlights. I think it depends what hair we're gonna go for. So if we go for the hairstyles, I have an exact one that I want to use on her. I think that could work for her, but it's not what I'm going to use. If I can actually find this hairstyle, because I always forget where they are, and this happens every single video. It's dreadful. I need like an extensive list. Okay, this one works and this one works. I think both are really great ideas for her. She has that like curly hair, and I think I prefer this one because it's a bit more flat on the head. And she, you know, it's definitely flat on her head too. I do think actually that for highlights, like a dark brown could actually work quite well here. So if we just blend it in and see if it creates that like a browny ginger for her, I think that's a cute little thing, because it's like her hair's very ginger, but also she has like this brown undertone going on, and I want to try and create that, but I don't think it's making much difference. And then we can do her Horton style, and I want just the little ones. I think these or these work pretty well. I think this one kind of follows the shape a little bit more. So I'm thinking we make them red, and then we make the tips like a greyish kind of black colour. I think that will be pretty cool to do. I think that works pretty well. And this is her. I think making her hair like a darker red would be cool, because this is kind of accurate to like the photos of her hair, but it's always felt darker to me. I feel like it's not dark enough, even though I'm literally going off photos in like amazing lighting. But I think a darker color is just a cool way to go. But then it doesn't feel as ginger. I always do this with hair. I deeply apologize. But here she is, Scarlet Witch. She is very, very cool. I think she's so cute. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.